Thank you all for your testimony. We will now proceed under the 5-minute rule with questions. I will recognize myself for 5 minutes. Dr. Moyedi, how has SB 8 impacted abortion care in the communities you care for in Texas?
Thank you for that question, Representative. SB 8 has completely decimated abortion access in my state and in the communities that I take care of. I, every day almost, am getting calls from my colleagues in the Dallas-Fort Worth area asking how to take care of the patients that they serve. People with devastating pregnancy diagnoses, whether it's for the pregnancy itself or for them, unable to get care in our state, people with very severe chronic medical conditions with no other options, and just my neighbors, my colleagues and friends that have unintended pregnancies and have nowhere to turn to. We are working tirelessly to get people out of state, to help coordinate their care out of state, but it's a nightmare. I have never thought that medical care would come to this.
Ms. Pinheiro, SB 8 has had ripple effects across the country. Can you give us a brief overview of what it looks like for someone in Florida, especially someone who's struggling to make ends meet, to seek an abortion? And if SB 8 is in Texas, remains in effect, what does this mean for Floridians and people in other states seeking abortions?
Abortion restrictions in Florida look like people like me on a Saturday morning sitting in my client's car babysitting her child because she didn't have access to childcare, because she was busy working to trying to support her family. You know, it's interesting hearing the committee talk about people's lives like they're so frivolous. Abortion restrictions impact people who are lied to by anti-abortion pregnancy centers about their gestational age. Abortion patients in clinics and providers are moving targets for harassment. And clinics are targeted by the state and forced to endure unnecessary regulatory restrictions in having an abortion. Thank you.
Thank you. Professor Bridges, during this hearing, I expect we will hear false claims comparing abortion to eugenics and our country's history of slavery. Can you share your perspective on those claims?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that question. Those claims proceed from a misunderstanding of what eugenics was about. Eugenics was about state control of reproductive decisions. Eugenics was about the state deciding who could and could not become parents, who would and would not be a good parent. That's not at all what abortion is about today. Abortion is about people exacting a modicum of control over their lives, deciding to terminate a pregnancy because it is in their best interest. It is in the best interest of their children, meaning that many of the people who have abortions are already parents. And so the comparison to eugenics is not that abortion today is eugenics. In fact, abortion restrictions today are comparable to eugenics, in as much as abortion restrictions consist of the state determining what people will and will not do with their reproductive lives. It's the state deciding who will become a parent, even though those people do not desire to become a parent themselves. So again, the comparison is inapt. Abortion is not eugenics. Abortion restrictions are more akin to eugenics. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms.